Welcome to the hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab where author Keith Childs and friends, where business and fashion meets entertainment. Each and every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome. Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Where business and fashion meet entertainment. Welcome to the lab. The hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab with author Keith Childs and friends. Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. You are tuned in to the hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab with author Keith Childs and friends. Welcome to the lab. Where business and fashion meet entertainment. Welcome to the lab. The hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. You are tuned in to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab, guys. I'm your host, author Keith Childs. Welcome to another wonderful episode, guys, of In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Thank you all, guys, for tuning in. Thank you all for the support. I want to just first of all say, I'm super excited about today's show, as I am always, guys. But as we get into the show, you'll learn more about why I'm speaking about this. I'm going to ease into it, all right? But first of all, guys, I want to just say welcome again. And on today's show coming up, we got my girl, yours truly, Kara, with the hottest entertainment news, with the business. She bring all the hot news, what's going on in the present now. So she follow it. She does a great job. Salute to my girl, Kara. You're killing it with the in the business news. Also, too, today I have with me a sensational singer, Sassi Whayz. The guys in the building. Sassi Whayz, I'm excited. She's a singer. You'll learn more about her. Actress, and she do so much stuff. So she'll be in the lab a little later today. But first of all, I always start with guys with my 3 points of purpose, right? I got to give off on my 3 points of purpose. And I must say about this 3 points of purpose, people will talk to me and call me after the show or hit me up, and they'll tell me stuff that they actually like the 3 points of purpose, because it evidently, whatever I be saying, strike a nerve with them, and I'm thankful. If it helped one person, it's doing its job, guys. So I just take this information, my 3 points of purpose, the stuff that I come up with to get me through the week. I like to always say 3 points of purpose, guys, is brought to you by Easy Pray. Easy Pray, the trilogy, guys, is on the way. I'm super excited. May 25th, May 26th. Mark your calendars. I'll be saying this all throughout the night until we hit that date. May 26th. If you're looking to release, going to be the release date. Please, it's on a Saturday. Clear your calendar. Come out, support your boy. Get down. Get your book. The big release date. Also, too, guys, we'll be talking about with Easy Pray. I'll be talking more about just the pre-sales. I put it out there, and let me just give a thank you to each and every last one of you on Facebook, or my friends who I put it out there that we'll be having pre-sales coming soon, and so many of you all showing support, saying that you will support the pre-sale. Thank you. Please keep it coming. We'll let you know soon about the website where you can go at and order the pre-sales and get your first copy of the signed book from me. I appreciate the love, guys. You're going to absolutely enjoy the book. I can't wait till you get it. But, guys, let me just go right into my 3 points of purpose. Again, brought to you by Easy Pray, the trilogy. What I want to talk about today, and I always like to drop these things I call nuggets. So this is just something that just keep coming in circles. I'm gonna keep talking about it because I keep hearing about it. Had a conversation about it today on my way into the studio, to the lab, with my man Randall Lawrence, and I talked to a wonderful, wonderful guys, artist in the city. She go by the name, guys. I'm telling you, you gotta look this lady up. If you don't know who she is, probably the best artist. I'm gonna jump out there. The best artist in the city, Yvette Crocker, guys. You must look her work up. Yvette Crocker, her stuff is immaculate. I'm telling you, go check her work out. She's from the city. Actually, she went to school with with my assistant Stacy here at Coolidge, I think it was, and her work is so fly. I think I'm gonna say every last one of you all who listen, go to Yvette Crocker page, look at her work, get a piece of her art. She do jewelry, art, a whole bunch. I'm trying to get her on the show, but she says she don't like being in front of the camera. But her work is just impeccable, guys. So I'm kudos to Yvette. I told her I was gonna shout her out. I definitely wanted to say your work is wonderful. Can't wait to start buying some of her pieces and putting them in our house. But it's really good work. All right. So what I'm gonna talk about, and that leads right into my first point, was supporting one another, guys. That's what it's about. The first thing, supporting one another. It's so important for us to support one another. That's one thing that I keep hearing over and over and over, and I'm just fail to believe that we can't do that or we won't do that. Make sure, do whatever you have to do. Can make everybody's event. I understand schedule conflicts and all that, but just make sure we get out here, guys, and we show support. We help each other. We help lift each other up. We have too much hating going on, too much tearing down going on. All you have to do, it don't take much to, even if you don't have money, it don't take you nothing to say, way to go, sis, or way to go, bruh, or keep up. Sometimes those are the words encourage a person to move that much further. Sometimes just that somebody's reach out to you and say, look, good job. You don't know how much that support helps. Don't sit back and purposely not support a person out of just whatever. Jealousy, envy, hate, whatever category you want to fall in. That's the cancer. Don't sit back, guys, and just sit back and somebody doing something and you're looking at them and you seeing a move and you won't even open your mouth to say good job, dog. Something's wrong with your spirit if that's you. And then if that's you, please stay all the way away from me because I'm the one that I can't support everything, but it don't hurt me to be like good job, and stuff like that, guys. So just and that goes go to point two. The support. I truly understand that the doors swing both ways. A lot of people say, hey, I don't support because I do this, and you don't do this. I get that. People go back and forth. But I'm just saying this to who, if you out there listening, support go both ways. You out here doing stuff, and even in my business, one of my businesses, Stream Energy. One of those, that's the job as a multi-level marketing company, but you need support from families and friends. And I always say this mantra is so true. I learned it in Stream, but it's so true just in life. People you think will, won't. And people you think won't, will. So just make sure, guys, you always swinging both ways. If you're doing something, that's why I created this platform. If you're doing something, I want you to come on here and tell about it. This is support. This is absolute support. My guests come on here is for them. I'm built this up through God so I can do my thing and I can also help support other local artists or whoever. You ain't gotta be local artists or businesses that's doing stuff that want to come on and talk about your business, guys. We gotta learn to swing that door both ways and look out for each other. All right. Oh, I want to shout out, before I close out my last point, because I told my man I was going to do two things. Last week I was talking about my man Linwood, and Linwood would say, man, keep up the therapy, brother. Your people call me. I know I reached out to you. You can't get phone calls where you was at, but good luck, man. I'm following you, praying for you. Keep that up. It also my man Bilo, man, Anthony Beagle, told him to get you, bro. Anthony Bilo, me and him went to high school together. That's my man. Played basketball together in Dunbar, and him and my man Dion Lewis always to see me in practice. Come on, man, you ain't gonna be a damn thing in life. That was just so funny to me, man. It's so funny. I love them guys. Bilo, years, 30 years now out of high school. We done reconnected, man. I want to say thanks to Bilo, man, because he told me always tune into the show. Appreciate you, brother, for that love, man. I really do. Thanks. All right. But I was talking about in closing up, guys. the last point. You know, we was talking about support, just reiterating them, going over just how important it is to support one another. Have that support we have for each other, guys. Swing the support both ways, making sure that we there for each other. And just before we close out and go to the next session, guys. Just want to let y'all know the release date again for Easy Pray is May 25th. May 25th is the release date that we go on pre-orders. Go on my page and say yes that you're interested in pre-orders. Once we get the link, I'm going to link back up to everybody so you can go on and give you the link on the pre-order and get the book. If you're here in town on Memorial Day weekend, that 26th, we'll be doing it. We haven't locked down a place yet, but that'll be forthcoming. Mm-hmm. And also on the 27th, my man Tricky Inc., Raynard and Pendergrass I had on the show. They got the biggest wine festival in the city, in the town, and I'll be there with books. I'll be out there. The brother said I'll be out there with a booth with books as well. So make sure, guys, that's going to be a busy weekend for me, and hopefully you will come out and support and just keep it going. All right, guys? And so the book, there's a lot going on I'm throwing out. The pre-orders of the book, the web page will be coming soon so you can order the book. Listen out for the book tour. And also, I'm trying to get in touch with, before I close, anybody that's a part of a book club, hit me up. Let me know about your book club. I want to know. I want to come to your book club. I'm make this an event, make this whole thing. So if you got a book club that you're rocking, please make sure you hit me up and let me know about your book club. All right? So 3 Points of Purpose, guys. That was my segment, 3 Points of Purpose today, guys. It was brought to you by Easy Pray, my novel. Please follow me on social media at author Keith Childs. Again, all my social media handles is author Keith Childs for more details on my pre-orders, when I'm going to release my book, and all that good stuff. All right, coming up next was my girl Sassi Whayz, or she's in the lab. She'll be joining me. But right now, you know what it is, guys. It's time for the business with yours truly, my girl Kara. Take it away, Kara.
Keith, is yours truly, Kara, with The Business. Netflix has announced a comedy series starring and executive produced by Idris Elba. Turn Up Charlie is about a single, struggling DJ who becomes the guardian of his famous friend's rebellious daughter. Production for the first season of this 8-episode series begins in May, but there's no word yet on the release date. Meanwhile, Netflix will not be renewing the crime drama 7 Seconds for a second season. The series, which stars Regina King, centers around the tensions between the African-American citizens and white police officers following the shooting of an unarmed African-American boy by a New Jersey cop. After a 2-year investigation into Prince's death in 2016, Carver County, Minnesota prosecutors will announce if any charges will be filed in the singer's death. Meanwhile, the doctor who filled out a prescription for OxyContin in the name of Kirk Johnson, Prince's drummer, has agreed to pay $30,000 in federal fines because the prescription was intended for Prince. 57-year-old Prince was found unresponsive in an elevator at his Paisley Park estate. A 2016 autopsy found that Prince died of an accidental overdose of fentanyl, a synthetic opioid that's 50 times as strong as heroin. A confidential toxicology report obtained by the Associated Press showed exceedingly high levels of fentanyl in Prince's blood, liver, and stomach. After an unsuccessful attempt to sell their Calabasas, California estate for $15 million, Tamar Braxton and her estranged husband Vince Herbert are asking $85,000 a month to rent it, and they certainly need the cash. Nearly $450,000 in liens have been filed on the property for claims of unpaid wages and unpaid services to a nanny, a limo company, a financing corporation, and a bank. Although their estate is unique, others in the estates at the Oaks community typically only rent for about $5,800 a month compared to their $85,000 rental price. MTV has announced plans to reinvent its iconic hip-hop show, Yo MTV Raps, which originally debuted in August of 1988. The relaunch will kick off on June 1st at the 30th anniversary event at Barclays Center in New York with Flavor Flav, Dougie Fresh, T-Money, Ed Lover, and Dr. Dre. Tickets for the anniversary event go on sale on April 20th. And Black Panther star and Howard University alum Chadwick Boseman will deliver the keynote commencement speech for HU's 150th ceremony in May. He'll also be presented with honorary Doctor of Humane Letters. And congratulations are in order for Kendrick Lamar, who became the first rapper, non-classical, or jazz artist to win the prestigious Pulitzer Prize this week for his Grammy-winning album, Damn. The award also comes with a $15,000 cash prize. And that's the business. I'm yours truly, Kara. We'll be right back with more In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Easy Prey, the trilogy, a highly anticipated novel series by author Keith Childs, will leave you longing for more. Easy Prey delves into the tragic events that transform the life of Mallory Bell. Beautiful and bright, a powerful, successful businesswoman with an MBA, Mallory appears to have it all. Born to loving, wealthy parents, she finds herself in a fight for survival after witnessing a childhood tragedy that turns her perfect world upside down. Mallory Bell is transformed to Mallory Kilpatrick when the tragic events that fuel her hunger for success spark her ravenous appetite for revenge. Defying the odds, this drop-dead gorgeous, irrefutably sexy, and equally savvy businesswoman reemerges at the top of her game and on the hunt for easy prey. What's behind the mind of this beautiful Black female serial killer? Be careful what you pray for. Easy Prey, the trilogy, by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow us on social media at author Keith Childs. Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017. Call author Keith Childs In the Lab at 301-429-9247. That's 301-429-9247. Get on our lines now.
Easy Prey, the trilogy by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow him on social media at author Keith Childs.
We're back in the lab with author Keith Childs, guys. Joining me in the lab is my buddy, singer, actress, Miss Sassi Whayz. What's going on, Miss Sassi Whayz in the building? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Thanks for having. Hey guys, before I unleash her to you all, let her introduce her. Let me let y'all know a little bit about Miss Sassi Whayz here. Miss Sassi Whayz, guys, is a native Washingtonian.
I am. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
She had Miss Sassi Whayz. They performed around the DMV since the age of 10. Wow.
Yeah.
She's performed in Miami, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Williamsburg, Delaware.
Yeah.
Just to name a few.
Yeah.
Sassi has started in feature films such as Boss.
Yes, one
and two. By my man, shout out to Miss Cradle.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And The Day She Woke Up.
Yes.
And What Day She Woke Up and The Unrest.
Yeah,
We're gonna talk about those, okay?
Yeah.
We're definitely talk about this. She also performed in a hit stage play, Secret Lies and Scandals.
Yeah.
And Blue Guard.
Yes.
There's two different ones, not the same
Two
one.
different ones.
Secret Lies and Scandal and Blue Guard, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just going over a wonderful resume here. She's just been busy. Sassi also is a budding author. You're an author too?
Yes, I'm working on my autobiography.
Author with an autobiography, Moonlight. So guys, let's jump right into this. You got so much I want to talk about.
Yes.
And want the people know who you are. Let the people know who. I didn't give them a little overview, but tell them who's sitting right here beside you.
Well, hey guys, first and foremost, thank you for having me. If I had to give you guys a little bit more outside of what was just read about me, I am such a down-to-earth homebody. I'm a very kindred spirit, very easygoing, very fun-loving, ball of energy. Like, that's really the only description I could give outside of that phenomenal resume.
Right. Okay. Well, let's jump into this. Well, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna talk about some of the stuff. Definitely. I mean, you got so much to talk about. Let's just dive in. And I always like to, when I have guests on the show, which I often do, I like to just talk about stuff that I know. If I try to think, if I'm sitting on the other side of the camera at home, what I want to help about. So let's just jump into the thing, because that's how I've seen you and met you singing.
That's my message.
So, and we just had a little off-camera conversation, but let's just talk about the singing. Let's get into starting at 10. Bring me and catch me on up to where you at with singing. What are you doing?
Okay. So from the age of 10, I learned how to sing cleaning the house. We had a record player in the living room, and that's dating myself, but
A record player.
a
Kids ain't gonna know what that is,
turntable,
right?
a turntable, and we
Right.
had 2 albums. We had Natalie Cole, Inseparable, and we had Eddie Murphy Raw.
Wow.
Now Eddie Murphy Raw, I had to kind of tuck that one in the corner because I wanted to take that in the room to learn all the good stuff, you know.
right.
But I would put that on and I would try to imitate what I heard, and I realized that I could do it, and that. There's not a lot of that happening these days. So that's what my start is. My start is coming from that place and space where we learned the real and the raw, not today's way of doing things. Fast forward, I did a lot of talent shows and showcases, and I had people. Movement that was happening back then.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was like, this is what I need from you in order for something to happen. And it's just like, I wasn't willing to sacrifice myself, even as a kid, because somebody's dangling something and you're like, oh, you know, I can get this money and I can do all these things. It was never in my spirit.
When you talk about something, let me just jump in because you just talked about something very important.
Okay.
Because both of us I see now we got a lot in common here.
Yeah.
We're both from the music background. You
Of
know, I
course.
was in this singing group and tour for 20 years and all that good stuff. But also now we're both authors. But
Yes.
you just said something about the Me
Me Too movement, yeah.
And being a young lady, I can't imagine I'm not a woman, but being a young lady in this industry that ran by men,
Yes.
the power. So I know it's so hard because if you look good and you sound good and you look, you know, that you get these men that don't always have the best intentions coming at you and want you to sign on. So you have to fight your way through that. How tough is that, man? I know that's got to be excruciating.
You know, it's very tough. And the toughest part of it is masking. You have to almost become your own shield. You know, where you're kind of existing and you just become mechanical because you can't allow yourself to feel. But it takes a lot to get to that particular space and place. But I've definitely dealt with that from a very young age. And it is disheartening because you put your faith into folks and their word, believing what they say. But at the end of the day, that's not really what the mission is. The mission is actually something different. And what it does to you is it puts you in a transitional stage where self-doubt comes about. And you could go one or two ways. You could either fall victim or you can overcome. So you kind of have to, once you really reach that crossroad, decide which way you're going to go. Because you could do it and end up with nothing, or you could not stand strong and do it your own way. For me, I had to choose my own way.
Right, no, that's good. That's good. That's power. That's power.
Yeah.
And that because I've seen, you know, I can only imagine, you know, just the millions or thousands and thousands of young women that's put in that situation.
Yeah.
Being right, you know what I'm saying? It happened more often than people think.
Yeah,
you
very
know,
much
you
so.
see a talent, you see a nice looking woman, and not even just in music. I mean, it's probably crossing in any genre, but that's why so many men now get into trouble.
Yeah.
But when you put there and you got a gentleman whose intentions are not as bad, it's not as good as he appear, and then you're singing and you want this. And you want this goal so much for yourself.
Yes.
And then you get hit with an ultimatum. You got to do X.
Yeah.
In order to get Y.
Yeah.
You know. So then you get pushed back on your heels. Like, dang. You know. You cool. I know it's tough.
It is very tough, and
it's tough.
it puts you in a position where you kind of almost second guess yourself. You second guess your passion. You second guess your abilities. You second guess so many things because. Is this what the industry is like? And I always say, if I'm dealing with something like this on a small scale, I can only imagine. And this is way before all the things in Hollywood started to come out. Like, we're talking years and years ago for me.
Right.
And just imagine how many years the women in the industry on mainstream had been dealing with it prior to it coming out. So it's one of those things where it's such an injustice. It's such an injustice. The way that I feel across the board is if people are very transparent about their desires, wants, needs, and all those things, it gives the other person the ability for their option not to be taken away. Now, there may be some people who are willing, like, all right, that's all I got to do. Let's do that. But, and then you gravitate to them and you cultivate whatever it is. But those that you rob of their option, you kind of send them through something.
Absolutely. Hold that right there. We're about to go to commercial break. This is a great topic.
Yes.
Love it because, I mean, so many people need to hear this.
Yeah.
You know, that people that you look at and you massing this thing and you're smiling, but you're dying inside.
Yes.
We're going to talk and chat. We're going to chat up on that more on the other end of the break, guys. But please don't leave. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these breaks.
Yeah.
With my girl in the building, Sassi Whayz.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back in a minute.
All right.
We'll be right back with more In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Easy Prey, the trilogy, a highly anticipated novel series by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Witness Mallory Bell's transformation to Mallory Kilpatrick, a beautiful and powerful businesswoman whose perfect world is turned upside down by tragedy. What fuels her hunger for success sparks her ravenous appetite for revenge and sends Mallory on a hunt for easy prey. Be careful what you pray for. Easy Prey, the trilogy, by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow us on social media at author Keith Childs. Buying your first home in DC or Maryland is easy when you call Realtor Shane Brown of Long and Foster Realtors. Stop renting today and call Shane Brown at 240-354-8964. That's 240-354-8964. What could turn a beautiful, sexy businesswoman into one of the most prolific serial killers of our time? Experience how the life of Mallory Bell, aka Mallory Kilpatrick, unfolds in Easy Prey, the trilogy by author Keith Childs. How does a world filled with love, fortune, and happiness turn to a world obsessed with revenge, seduction, and murder? The answers lie in the pages of Easy Prey, Part 1 of the trilogy by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow us on social media at author Keith Childs. Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017.
We're back, guys. In the Lab, brought to you by Easy Prey, the trilogy, a novel series, guys, coming. Please follow me on all social media at author Keith Childs. Also, you can go learn about the pre-orders and the details, guys. My big release coming on May 26th. All right? So definitely stay tuned to that. So we're back here. Let me see. I would drop something. Okay. Yes, guys. So we're back with my girl, Sassi. And we're in the building.
Yes,
you ready?
indeed.
This conversation was really, really deep, and I wanted to stay in the moment because, we were talking about it, and I don't want to lose that energy. But we were saying that before we went to break, you were just explaining how that puts you in that mind, that state of mind of when you're dealing with trying to get your talent out there, and you're dealing with the predator, so to speak, coming at you. So my question off of line, guys, was how do you keep that energy up to still want to keep the hunger to sing when you got to fight through that?
It's difficult because you have to create a formula. You know what I mean? Like, you have to create a formula that works for you. And the reason that it may take a few times before you really, really get it is because when you're in your own space, you can put up your wall and you can say, well, I'm not going to talk to that person, or I'm not going to deal with that person. But depending on the arena that you're in, you may walk into the door and see that. And then when you're face to face with that, all of the emotions come back. You feel some type of way. So you just really have to do your due diligence and fight. Like, you have to fight within yourself. And I'm just speaking on me personally. And I know there are a lot of people who can probably resonate with it. But it was a struggle initially. Because it's kind of like everybody here, they always say it's a small world. Everybody's connected. Everybody's connected. And people talk. You know, a lot of lies are told. And when you have to face that truth, who really wants to come to the table to face that truth? The thing about me that I love and I pride myself in so much, and people who really know me know this, I'm about, let's bring it to the table. Let's talk about it. You know, let's talk about it. Instead of you trying to slander, because that's what happens too. When you don't give in and you don't conform, you're blackballed.
Right.
You know, you're blackballed. So it's just like,
So that's why. So it's just a hard scale to be. I mean, I'm sure you're not the only woman that went through this, and not gonna be the, you know, you're the first, not the last. But just that everybody have to deal with it how they have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, some women conform to it. And you said something too off that I want you to speak to, and we're going to talk about, you know, lighten the topic a little more. But you said about just being in the room. Explain that.
Yeah. Being in the room is so difficult because, again, you're faced with the reality of what just happened. And, you know, the person will come to you, or they may or may not speak, but then you're amongst this energy, an energy of uncertainty. And depending on where they are on the chain of command, like if they're a producer or a director, and it's a room full of other producers and directors, and they're scoping the room, and they're like, oh, no, don't talk to Shorty because you know, so you're being blackballed. So you're in a space and place of uncertainty, unclarity, not unclarity. You're in a space where there is no real clarity, because if you approach the party, they're not 9 times out of 10 gonna fess up to something that they've done. Or if you go to them and say, well, you know, your actions made me feel uncomfortable, they're gonna fight it. Like, I'm not gonna air any dirty laundry by pointing out any names or name dropping, but my inbox. And the thing is, people are so crazy that they have this dialogue on social media, or they have this dialogue via text message. This is receipts.
Right.
You know, I can go back and open it up and say, look. And it's so crazy because as women, we talk to one another and we find out that the same guy said the same thing in the same manner, in the same, you know, so it's like a cycle. It's a routine. And then you're in the room with these folks, and we as a culture wonder why we can never advance or never get ahead. It's because we're constantly pulling and tugging. We don't support, we don't believe, we're trying to take advantage of. It's so many layers. Like, and
I just talked about that, and you're dropping some nuggets, man. Yeah. And I wanted you to go because you're dropping some really good nuggets.
Thank you.
And I opened in my 3 points of purpose. I spoke about the support piece. I'm gonna ask you about that. You know, being an artist and a singer as I was, and just an artist, an actress, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
What are your views on support? The support in the city.
In this area?
In this area. How do you view, because I know everybody, talked to a couple other people, and I like to get that feedback on the support. What do you think?
This is such a trendy city. You know, it's such a trendy city. If you are not in the masses initially, then there's really no hope. All of the support, and I'm not saying that they're not real authentic supporters, but everything is trendy. If you're trending, we're on the train. If you're not trending, I ain't on it. If you're really talented, but I haven't really heard about you, or you're not on, so you know, people. It's such a social era.
Well, let me say, I love that you said that, because that kind of take me to my analogy. I've always, and people that know me know that this is what I say.
Yeah.
I look for, of course, in order for us to make it, we need support. We need people to like our artwork, to respect what we do, but know that we are human and we do have feelings, and it do get frustrated. That's why you got to have tough skin in this business.
You
got to have tough skin in this business, because you know you'll have people. Because as hard as we work to make it happen, you got forces out there working that much harder to tear you down.
Yes.
Now,
indeed.
Kudos and love to all the people out there that do support and see past that. I'm not saying everybody, because there's a lot of people that do show love and support.
Yeah,
right?
there is.
And I always say, like, when we're doing what we do, this is my analogy. You're at the bottom of a hill, at the steepest hill you can imagine,
Okay.
with a wheelbarrow, with a big old wagon, the big wagon with the horse, but no horse on it, right?
Okay.
Kind of follow my picture.
I got you.
Your back is to the wagon, and you gotta push it up the hill with square wheels on it.
Woo!
You know how hard that is, right?
Yes.
So my thing is, if for those in my circle that really want to be supportive, get with me and help me push that up the hill, because once we get to the top, the wheels come off, the circular wheels come on, then you riding down. That's called a bandwagon. Everybody can jump on it when it's moving.
But that's
But that's just the nature of our business.
Unfortunately.
People going to want to do stuff when you're moving, and we know as artists, we would love to have all that support at the bottom, but it just don't work that way.
It's so
Some
sad.
people, it just don't work that way.
It's so sad.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, a lot of people support people that are not even that talented. Like, in this era, talent matters, but not as much.
Well, I think that's cross. I don't really like shitting on people, right?
Right.
But that's just how our music industry and everything is.
Yeah.
Because I've learned years ago being in music, in this game, right? The talent is only 5% of the business. And this is why I always, when I used to manage artists, right? I always could tell them the talent, and this is where they didn't understand. Your talent is only 5% of the business. 95% of the business is the connections. That's why you got to get with someone that have connections.
Of course, that's important.
I'm teaching right here. Have connections and money in that order.
Woo.
In that order.
Yes.
Because if I got a lot of money but I don't know no one,
What's the point?
I can't do nothing. But you got to have people who can connect. And with our manager, Gene Griffin, that used to manage Guy, he manages our group, and he was my mentor. And I used to hang on every word that he used to say.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, you must have connections, because me bringing you on as an artist or whatever in my circle, and I don't have no connection to move you, that's just holding your career up.
Yeah.
So that's where you gotta understand. And when you're an artist, like I used to be an artist, you have to have people tell you, when somebody come to you and say, your talent, because we all think we super good when we do our thing, right?
Of course.
And they tell you your talent is only 5%. You're like, what?
Exactly.
What? But if you understand the whole business, the spectrum, if someone moving you, you got to watch how your manager moves. You're looking for a manager. Get their credentials. Interview your manager.
Yeah.
See who they know. See who they connection with. Make sure they ain't got a bad name out there in the business, because if you get signed with someone with a bad name,
You got a bad name. You walking in with that crowd.
Right. So you want someone that's got good integrity, that's got good
definitely.
character, that's respected. So those are the things that's in this world that I can speak to passionately, because I've been through it for over 27 years.
Yes.
I've seen it. I go through it. I've been through it, and I'm always forever evolving and growing.
Of course.
So let's also jump into your acting. So now you were singing,
Yes.
right? You went through the whole piece of singing.
Yeah.
Now, how do you enjoy? Tell me about the acting, being an actress in acting. How hard is that?
Let me just say, my very first time, and shout out to Miss Cradle, because he actually gave me my first acting gig in Boss. I was a part of a radio show, the DMV Socialite. Shout out to my team. And my personality, he's like, all right, I got something for you,
Cool.
And it was intimidating, but when you look at TV and it's like, oh, that was good, or the character sucks you in, you just like, wow. Now I'm on that side of things where I have the ability to draw people in a different way, and I'm goofy, and I just I have these little tricks and trades and ways about me that I feel like the world needs to see and know. So I was in awe, scared, nervous, all that.
What was the breaking down for you, inspiring actors and actresses? I want to know your challenges, your pros and cons. What was the most challenging part of being a first-time actress?
Learning the lines. It's intimidating because you initially when you first get this script, you just like, oh my God, like,
right.
what am I about to do? What am I getting myself into? But that was the first part of it. And then it's like you kind of go through this thing where it's like, all right, well, once I get on set, like, am I going to be nervous? Am I going to goof? Like, what's going to happen? And I'll be honest on camera and say that I was so nervous. I went to the liquor store and I got some wine, and I
calm your nerves down.
I did. I was like, oh my God, I was nervous. I was so nervous.
Did that help?
It did.
Okay.
It really did.
Hold on. I'm not promoting guys
No,
that you're
me
acting to go
either.
get drunk, but it worked for you.
It worked for me. I'm not promoting it
okay,
either, but I'm
okay.
just saying I just needed to settle my nerves because sometimes you can overwork yourself
Right,
where it's
right.
like you could have just been chill, cool, and everything would have
But
played
your
out.
nerves are getting the best of you.
Yeah, my nerves is getting the best of me because it's a situation you don't know what the setup looks like. You don't know, you're meeting the other
Right,
actors for the first
right.
time, and it was just crazy. But what I will say, shout out to Seven, who played my boyfriend in the movie, or my fiance. He made me feel so comfortable.
And that's what I was about to say. Working with people that make you feel
Mitch
comfortable.
made me feel so comfortable.
Good,
Like
good.
the
Right.
thing that I love and respect about Mitch is that he gives the actors and actresses the ability to bring themselves to the table. Like he's not one of those directors or producers who's coming in like, oh, you have to do it this way. You have to. Now he gives direction, but for the most part, he's very lenient and laid back, where he gives you the ability to bring the character to life, and that's
You'll do
important
that,
too,
right. Yeah.
especially in the beginning. That's usually kind of down the line when
Right,
you've
right.
already done that and you kind of got your foot in the door and you've been recognized by this person, that person, that you've done all these things. This is my first time, so
Right.
for me, it was just like.
And that's really big because that was one of the things that I was about to say, but you answered it, was just working with Mitch or a director or producer or just a actor or actress who make you feel comfortable.
Yes.
Because I can only imagine how daunting that is. Your first time. And see, a lot of people don't know. Like, they sit at home and say, oh, that's easy to do. Them lights and you're in front of this camera, it's another world. It's a whole other world.
It is a total different
right,
world.
yeah.
It's a total different world. And it's one of those things that's very enjoyable and intimidating at the same time. So they kind of balance each other out. But it's fun if you allow it to be fun.
exactly.
Like if your nerves get the best of you, then you just are kind of a wreck. But I love that world.
Yeah, me too. And see,
I love that world.
let me tell you, I have this show right now, right? When I was called to do the show, I've never done nothing like this, right? Never. So, but I like challenges.
Yeah.
I've learned to face fear. So I think when you overcome fears, you become great.
Of
You know, because
course.
fears will suffocate you. So anyway,
Yeah.
I got in and nervous, and you think like, what I'm gonna do? And of course, I look at every show. I get more comfortable. Each show, I'm growing every day. But it can't. If you let fear run you, it'll run you under the bed. Like
Yes.
you'll be so scared.
You
and
will
so
never come
shook,
out.
You'll never come out. You just
never
gotta
come
face it. So for those of you all guys out there, got something you want to do, or you're facing and you're scared,
it.
just do it.
Just do it.
Just do. And what I tell myself is, I psych myself out and say, you know what? I don't care if I mess up. See, that's the thing. You're gonna mess up. Know that. I don't care about mistakes. I'll get better next time. And the more and more I do it, the more comfortable I became. And now, people are like, oh, Keith, you seem so comfortable on it. And I appreciate that. But,
But
every
it's a
time,
thing-
it's a process. I'm growing, and I'm still learning.
Yeah,
I'm still learning.
the good thing is there's kind of probably cliche, but the lessons are learned through failure.
Oh, absolutely.
Not much through
Absolutely.
success.
Absolutely.
Success, you're already there. You already understand. The format is there. You can just kind of say that, do this, do that. But when you're at that grinding phase of trial and error, it teaches you. And it gives you the ability to formulate your own blueprint on what works for you. So
And you just said something that I love is failure, guys. I tell people, look for failing.
Don't be
because,
afraid.
No, because failing makes you great. Every time you fail, you one step closer to your goal.
Yeah.
See, you have a lot of people that want to do something. And maybe talking to somebody right now, you want to do something. You got your eyes on a new job or a new business or anything, right? But you're afraid. And that fear keep you captivated in your life. Don't care about failing. Somebody, you're not going to have all the answers. You just got to do it. As Nike said, just do it.
just do it.
You just got to do it. You're not going to have all the answers. See, a lot of us say, well, I'm going to wait till I learn this and get that and get.
I used
Just
to
do
be.
it.
I used
Just
to
do
be. I used to be her. You
Right,
know.
that perfectionist in a lot of us, but just do it.
I used to be that Monday girl. Monday would come on the calendar, but it never came for me.
Right.
And it's like I
Right,
just
right.
have to. And what I had to learn, and it took years. I had to learn to give myself chances. 1,000 of them, 2,000 of them, 1,000 of them. You
Right,
know, like
right.
you just have to.
Right.
And shout out to Lisa Nichols because she reiterated that at Shout out to Benita Parker, her symposium for women. And it's like, don't be afraid to give yourself second chances and third chances and fourth chances. But we pick and choose. Yeah, we pick and choose in relationships. Women and men who are with partners that are not good for them. You have the facts. You see it for yourself. You caught them doing something. You give them a million bajillion chances. But the minute you and your friend have a falling out, or you hate this person's guts, and you posting around the city, don't talk to them.
Right.
But for you, yourself, if you do something and you don't succeed, it's like, I ain't doing that no more.
Right.
You know, and then you live with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. And then you are seeing somebody else living out what you
Why do you
set
think
out
that
to
is?
do.
That's a great point. Why do you think people are wired that way? What do you think? Before we go to break, and we got a couple minutes before we go to break, why do you think people are wired to feel incompetent about their self, but they give other people so many other chances?
Part of it is, I think, we don't like to face reality. A lot of people don't like to be wrong. You know, people feel like, oh, if I set out to do something, I'm just supposed to get it the first time or have it.
Right.
So that's an aspect. And then it's like, sometimes we don't do the research. Sometimes we don't study. Sometimes we just kind of go, and you have no direction, so you don't know which way to go.
Right.
So instead of looking at that perspective, you just like, oh, I'm going to give up. But with giving other people a chance, I think we are searching for something. Like, we're searching for something. We're searching for some type of love. We're searching for some type of compassion. We're searching for something that we may be lacking in ourselves. We're searching for something that we may not have gotten as a kid. We're searching for
deep.
something.
It's like an onion.
Yeah.
Many
It's just many layers.
I mean, you touched on the whole relationship piece, and one thing that I've learned over the years is, if you're not happy, and this is for relationships with business, if you're not happy with yourself first, you can't look for someone else to make you happy.
But we do.
I know, but I'm just saying,
The reality
is you must be happy with self. See, a lot of people latch on to other people to make them happy because they think that that's what's missing in their life. And then when in reality, you need to be happy with yourself. Once you're happy with yourself, because at the end of the day, happiness, if I'm happy, I'm gonna be ecstatic with someone else. But if I'm searching, I feel sad and depressed because I'm lonely, and I get someone, I think they make me happy. You're never gonna be complete.
But some people don't know how to get out of that, and I can speak to that from a personal perspective. Some people
We
don't.
get deep up in here, huh? You turn this entertainment show to a couch show. Okay,
you know.
But nah.
But for me, you know, I was stuck in a certain place. You know, you'll read that when the book come out.
Right.
I was stuck in a certain place, and I didn't know because there was no guidance. So I had to kind of fend for myself and figure it out. It's like you being in a maze, a blind person in a maze. Everything is about feeling. So I'm feeling. So I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a feeling. I'm looking for this wall to be sharp so that I know this is a corner. Or I'm looking for this to be round a little bit so that I know if I hit it, I'm not going to kind of bleed. You know, so we're always searching for a feeling.
Stay right there with that set. Stay right there. We're about to go to break, man. Look, we can go all day. Look at how much the time going. Man, we're going to go all day. But when we come back on the other side of the break, we're going to speak more about that a little bit. Then we're going to jump right into the book.
Yeah.
That's two authors talking. We'll be going in, guys. Stay tuned, guys, for the conclusion of In the Lab with my girl, Sassi Whayz, after these messages.
More In the Lab with author Keith Childs coming up. Easy Prey the Trilogy, a highly anticipated novel series by author Keith Childs, will leave you longing for more. Easy Prey delves into the tragic events that transformed the life of Mallory Bell. Beautiful and bright, a powerful, successful businesswoman with an MBA, Mallory appears to have it all. Born to loving, wealthy parents, she finds herself in a fight for survival after witnessing a childhood tragedy that turns her perfect world upside down. Mallory Bell is transformed to Mallory Kilpatrick when the tragic events that fuel her hunger for success spark her ravenous appetite for revenge. Defying the odds, this drop-dead gorgeous, irrefutably sexy, and equally savvy businesswoman reemerges at the top of her game and on the hunt for easy prey. What's behind the mind of this beautiful black female serial killer? Be careful what you pray for. Easy Prey the Trilogy by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow us on social media at author Keith Childs.
Join
Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017. Easy Prey the Trilogy, a highly anticipated novel series by author Keith Childs, will leave you longing for more. Easy Prey delves into the tragic events that transformed the life of Mallory Bell. Beautiful and bright, a powerful, successful businesswoman with an MBA, Mallory appears to have it all. Born to loving, wealthy parents, she finds herself in a fight for survival after witnessing a childhood tragedy that turns her perfect world upside down. Mallory Bell is transformed to Mallory Kilpatrick when the tragic events that fuel her hunger for success spark her ravenous appetite for revenge. Defying the odds, this drop-dead gorgeous, irrefutably sexy, and equally savvy businesswoman reemerges at the top of her game and on the hunt for easy prey. What's behind the mind of this beautiful black female serial killer? Be careful what you pray for. Easy Prey the Trilogy by author Keith Childs, coming spring 2018. Follow us on social media at author Keith Childs.
Welcome back, guys, with more In the Lab with my girl Sassi Whayz in the building.
Yes.
Hey, man, this has been a great conversation. It's probably been one of the hottest conversations I've had on the show. Keeping it real. I love it. Hey,
Yes.
And don't forget, guys, you can watch, share, and click the show today, guys, please, on author Keith Childs on YouTube. All the shows will be on all my shows. Well, you can go on author Keith Childs on YouTube and catch it on the YouTube channel. So let's jump back into this hot topic before this time is moving. So we left this off, talking to Miss Sassy about so much. We didn't get one from music. We went from relationships. Hey,
now we talk about being stuck in that little rut.
Stuck in that rut.
Yeah,
come on, jump back
stuck
into
in that
it.
rut. So basically, again, it's just a feeling that we're searching for, and we outsource the search instead of looking within. And again, a lot of times when you stand in the mirror, I went through a phase where I stood in the mirror, but I didn't recognize who was there. So many of us don't. Because when you actually see your reflection, you have to deal.
Yeah.
You have to deal with all your secrets, all your skeletons, all your fears, everything. The things that the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You just have to deal with so much. And a lot of times people don't like facing reality. That's why you have people who self-medicate, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's sex, whether it's love, whether it's abuse.
Right.
So it just, it's many different reasons people stay in that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. One, you just said it's part of human nature for people if you ever found this out, you ever noticed that people can give great advice, but they can't, the same advice they can't apply to themselves.
Because the reality is they have to do this.
Right.
They have to do this. People don't do that.
It's so easy for someone to say, you got all this wrong with you, or Keith, you got this wrong, or you got this going on. But when you put the mirror in front of their face,
they're like, whoa.
And a good test for that, I learned a good test for that
what?
Is I call it pros and cons test, right?
Okay.
And this works. This works in relationships. This works for everything. For self-improvement.
Okay.
Take a piece of paper, put a big T on it, right? Put pros and cons.
Okay.
And write everything down about everything you like about your mate. Pros, everything you don't like in the cons, right? And then do the same thing for yourself. 9 times out of 10, people will be fighting hard to find stuff they don't like about themselves. But it's so easy. You probably can write off, I don't like this about somebody else. But when you got to write about yourself,
you may have 2 or 3 things.
Exactly. and it's not that you're perfect, but I bet you if you switch it, somebody can write.
But that's
all
that self-reflection.
Right.
We don't want to self-reflect. So me at this point, shout about myself. Let me tell you something. I could probably give you front page, back page. I can put a divider.
You're in touch.
Yeah. It took some time. It took some time. It wasn't just an overnight thing. Like if I said that, I'd be lying. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, it's like no, I'm not perfect. I don't desire to be perfect because if I'm perfect already, I'm never going to evolve.
Exactly.
I'm just done. Like I'm just stagnant. I'm in that same space. But you have people who think that they are.
Yeah, thinking and actually being it is. Unless their name is God, they're not perfect.
Yeah, and it's so.
They're my girl. They're not perfect.
It's so crazy. I was looking at social media today, and Plies had a shout out to Plies. He had a video up, and he was talking about women nowadays trying to make themselves so perfect. He's like, man, y'all too perfect for me. Y'all trying to make me feel like I'm in a relationship with God.
Right.
He's like, look, I got to pudge. Give me some flaw that I can hold on to and love.
Right.
But that, again, is that self-reflection. So often we, as people, run to plastic surgery, or we do all these things.
You're going down a whole new conversation here.
Yes, because we want to feel good about ourselves.
But do you really feel good about yourself?
You don't. But it's that not facing that person in the mirror. You're trying to create a whole new image. That's why social media gives so many people an outlet to live out a life that's not really theirs.
Right. Now that's excuse me. Woo! We ain't gonna talk. That's another show. I gotta bring you back so we can talk about that.
Yes.
Because we're about to run out of time. But before, I want to talk about the book.
Yes,
Because
Moonlight.
I have a book coming, but let's talk about your book. Let's jump into your book.
So I have to give my friend and mentor, I'm claiming it, sister, mother figure, all that, Nisha Parker, shout out and kudos for seeing something in me, listening to me, and challenging me. I've been talking about it. Here it go again. I feel those shoes of somebody who said they want to do something, but it was a stagnant space, you know? And she's like, look, we got to get this done. And I love you for loving me, even though it isn't complete and it's still in the fresh beginning stages. But I've sent chapters, and, you know, she reads and she'll go back. She's like, no, I know you got more. Dig deep. And I want people to understand and know your story, just like I want people to know and understand my story. So I'm super duper excited about it. You know, life kind of got in the way, and I became a momager, and just so many layers and so many things. Reality hit, life happens, where I wasn't able to primarily focus. But I've stepped back from a lot of the things that I was connected to. I was given energy in so many places I wasn't being fed in. And I mentioned off camera that my ROI on some of the things, I mentioned out there, my return on investment on the go-go industry and things that I was a part of and into left me void.
Right. So you putting a lot out. You put so people can explain it. You were putting a lot of energy into it and wasn't getting really fulfilled return.
Definitely. And I had to internalize and find that fuel and find that passion and find that desire, because I was depleted. I was really, really depleted, and I found myself talking like I do better expressing verbally. But sometimes, you know, people want to read things because they need a reference point to go back and reconnect with, or help them understand and discover some things. So it's just like, you know, my story is not for me. I realized that my story is definitely not for me.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just saying I was a sacrifice for it, but it isn't for me. So I have to put it out for the people.
Where are you at in the process of the book?
Again,
Because being an author, I know it's you know, it's a process, and everybody got different ways of how they lay out their story. And so where are you at in your process?
I'm in chapter 3 right now of my book. I'm in a particular phase where I'm delving into some darkness. You know, I'm delving into some darkness, and with that, again, you have to face the reality of some things that happen and that hurt you, and you have to find a way to give it to the people. Like, I want to give it to them real and as raw as possible. I want you to almost live through that experience, because I know there are a lot of people who are going through, and, you know, I stand before the world as a face of life after domestic violence, coming up with drug addicted parents. So it's a lot.
You got a lot to talk about.
Oh yes, honey.
So a lot of therapy. People can
Yeah.
That's good. And this what's it called? Tell the people what it's called for.
It's called Moonlight, and it was titled before the movie came out. So once the movie came out, it's like no.
Right.
So
you're gonna keep the title Moonlight?
It resonates with me because I was in a dark space, and the moonlight was my savior. At once upon a time, that was my safety net. Like, that let me know that I was still alive and I was breathing, because it was there during the time where I just couldn't sleep, and it was comforting, and I knew that if I could make it to see it again, that I was still alive.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, it's very sentimental. Now, I don't know if I have to fight the company or try to figure out.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know.
For the legal part.
It may be tweaked, but the meaning will never change.
Well, Sassi, look, it's been an absolute joy having my guest here, Sassi Whayz.
Yes.
Please, before we wrap it up, let the people know how they can follow you. Give me your information. Your social media.
Man, so social media, I'm so old school. So Facebook, I don't even know if that's old school now since they have all these other terminals out. Sassi Whayz, and that's Sassy SASSI, and Whayz is WHAYZ. That's Facebook, and it's I am Sassy Whayz on Instagram. SassyWhayz@gmail.com if you're trying to book. You have questions. I am on Twitter, but I don't tweet, so everything is Sassy Whayz.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also have a website, www.sassywhayz.com.
Thank you much for that, guys. Next week, please, guys. Again, thank you again, Sass, for
Thank
coming.
you for having
Next
me.
week, we joining me, my man Stan Richards. We'll be in the building.
Okay.
From the Bentley, from the bus to the Bentley. Good friend of mine. Can't wait to have him here. Him, I think, and his wife, wonderful wife, Sarisa, coming out. So come out, join me, tune in next week, guys, and catch all the shows again on Author Keith Childs. The YouTube. You can go to YouTube channel, subscribe to Author Keith Childs. Remember, Easy Pray coming soon. Listen out for the website, the pre-orders, the book, everything is coming out.